welcome back to Serene Surroundings. It's Barry, and it's such a beautiful day outside today. I couldn't think of a better time to discuss the nation's weather, climates, topography, and a little bit about its geography. As we get started, I was just wondering, many of you have heard that old fable. I don't know why this crossed my mind, but there's a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. Well, that may or may not be true. I can't say for sure, but whoever came up with the idea that you could never find the end of a rainbow obviously has not been to this region. So as you're scrolling through pictures that come up on screen, you'll see what I mean a little bit later. So continuing on with our next topic, let's take a general look at the DR's geography, weather, and we'll touch on its population base on our next segment. Keep in mind the purpose of these YouTubes, we're just going to cover the basics. So anyone who's interested to get really in-depth information on this, by all means get on the net and have at it, have a great time. And just so you know, I'm going to be quoting everything first in standard and second in metric. So all of our good DR Escapes people around the world will get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. The Dominican Republic, or as we'd say in Spanish, República Dominicana, is a country actually located in the West Indies. It occupies the eastern two-thirds of an island called Hispaniola. And it has a basic square mile radius of 18,703 miles, or 48,442 square kilometers. That does include several offshore small islands, and that puts the island of Hispaniola roughly equal to the size of the states of Vermont and New Hampshire combined. The land border between the DR and Haiti, which occupies the western one-third of the island of Hispaniola, is just around 170 miles or 275 kilometers long. Hispanola's maximum length running from east to west is 242 miles long. It's a large country, and that would put it about 390 kilometers wide. This runs from Punta de Agua to Las Lajas on the border with Haiti. Maximum width of the island of Hispaniola is running north to south just under 165 miles or 265 kilometers. This runs from Cape Isabella to Cape Beata. The nation's capital, of course, is Santo Domingo. Santo Domingo is located on the south coast of the island, or the windward side. The north coastline stretches along the Atlantic, while the south borders the magnificent Caribbean Sea. It's a gorgeous emerald green. It's unbelievable. The island's geographic coordinates place it just a mere 19 degrees off the equator, so the bearing is 19 degrees north by 70.4 degrees west. It is surrounded by some of the most pristine beaches. The island covers a coastline, a pretty respectable 800 plus miles, or 1,288 kilometers of coastline. Territorial seas, or governing seas, run out from shore about 6.9 nautical miles, which would put it right about 11 kilometers. As I mentioned earlier, if you happen to hear Wally, our rooster, in the background, that's kind of just the way things go here. And if you do hear a bit of a rattling sound, we just have a couple more trees that have really dropped their branches with oranges, so occasionally they'll hit the metal roof of the chicken coop, so I apologize if you hear that in the background. The DR ranks 131st largest country in the world, just behind Costa Rica, which came in at 129th. The size difference between both countries is under 1,000 square miles. Just a sidebar you might want to think about. When we were deciding which country might fit best for us, one important point that we felt worth noting was the percentage of water coverage over its landmass. The DR has an impressive 140 square miles of water coverage over its landmass, or 350 square kilometers. This includes its lakes, rivers, and streams. However, important note, some of the lakes are brackish and salt lakes. So you really couldn't use them for drinking purposes or anything like that. But comparing it to Costa Rica's 15 square miles or only 40 kilometers topside water base made for one more strategic point why we chose the DR. Another point was its geographic location. Being very close to US and Canada with frequent flights all over and cost of going back and forth kind of just gave a couple more check marks in the column for the DR. That's just our findings. You might find something completely different, but I thought it was worth mentioning. One should also note that our region is located above a series of freshwater aquifers totaling more than 150 years of usable fresh water. Now, by the locals and farm people that I talk to all the time, this 150-year time frame is considered to be very, very conservative. The country is considered a tropical maritime nation, so conditions are relatively stable, but they're improved in a great many areas by the elevation and by the cliff sides of the north coast. Trade winds blow steadily here from the Atlantic. They do blow all year long. The average temperature running is approximately 77 Fahrenheit or 25 degrees centigrade. So regional mean temperatures range from 64.4 Fahrenheit to around 18 degrees centigrade in the heart of the Cordillera Central or Constanza region, where the highest mountains are. To as high as, in the summer months, 80.6 degrees Fahrenheit or 27 degrees centigrade. In arid regions, temperatures rarely rise above 32 degrees centigrade, 89.6 Fahrenheit. I want to make a correction on that because I find anyway, in September, August and September, you will consistently see temperatures around 90 to 93 degrees in our region. However, it has no effect on the trade winds, and it is one reason why we suggest strongly why you might want to live in the mountains about 4 or 5 minutes away from the town, because you truly won't need air conditioning. You'll have to come down here and see this for yourself. Out of just shy of 100 visitors so far in under a year, there hasn't been one single instance where a visiting DR Escapes member did not agree with that. And that's quite a powerful statement, being 19 degrees off the equator.